Not loose?
Yeah. Not really. Maybe I was... There we go.
Yep, it is loose.
I just wasn't wiggling right.
So what you doing here, boss?
Loafing.
Loafing.
Actually, I need a...
Screwdriver?
Yeah, just a plain old screwdriver.
All right. There you go.
One of these things.
Helps if you got the right tool, huh?
A little bit. Do-dum, do-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Woohoo! Rest.
Man, this tractor's quiet. It is nice, nice, nice. This is Kirk's nice case Magnum 370. It's 370 horsepower. It's a front wheel assist, four-wheel drive basically, but it's not one of the bendy in the middle. It's a regular tractor with the front axle steering. It's got 8 tires. It is cool. I like this thing. I think he said when this was new, it was a little over $300,000. Ouch. But you gotta have them if you want to play. You gotta have the big toys, right? We got done doing a little maintenance on the sweeps, and I'll get out and explain what sweeps are when I get to the field. Basically, sweeps are like a hoe. Like when you hoe your garden, you hoe the weeds in a garden. That's basically what it is. We're heading over to Fred's. Remember I talked about Fred's here a few videos back. We're going over to Fred's property right now, and he's got, well, Kirk's got, he rents that land from Fred. I think it's about a 200-acre field up there, and we got to hoe the weeds. So when we get there, I'll explain how everything works. Alright, what we have here is a set of 7 6s. If you'll see these little blades, these triangular looking, boomerang looking gizmos here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 blades, and they're 6 feet wide. 7 times 6 is 42, so this is a 42 foot wide implement. And as we go around there, we'll set the computer, GPS guidance computer, to overlap 1 foot on each side. Okay, so it'll basically make a 40-foot swath. 40-foot swath with a 42-foot implement. Okay, what happens here is these tires, these were the tires, man, look at all the sandburrs. Wow, lots of sandburrs in here. What happens is this, these tires will lift up, and when they lift up, these blades will go down into the ground about, we've got them set about 4 inches deep right now. Okay, and they'll go to about 4 inches deep. That blade up there, that circular pizza blade looking thing, that actually cuts the weeds and stuff, these tall weeds. It'll go across and cut those so that they don't get V'd on the front of this thing here. It cuts them so half fall this way and half fall that way, and it doesn't get all clogged up. Anyway, basically what this does, you got your hoe, a garden hoe, and you go in there and you hoe underneath, and what you're doing is you're going underneath the weed here and you're cutting the root about 3 or 4 inches below the ground. Okay, and that's with a hoe in your garden. Okay, that's all this is a 40-foot wide hoe. Okay, so this cuts it, that slices, this undercuts it, cuts the weed off. Let me find a weed here. Let me find a weed. Here's a good weed right out here by itself. if you'll see, this weed is sitting out here all by itself. Now, I'm going to try to pull this out. Let me see if I can stand you up right there. Okay. What's going to happen, this blade is going to come along about right in here, and it's going to cut the root off. Okay, this will flop over and get chopped up a little bit, and the roots that were making it survive, now it's laying here like this, and it won't live. Okay, it'll starve itself of moisture. So that's all that implement is a 40-foot wide garden hose, all it is. It's called sweeps. And then on the back here, these claw-looking things, they call those chicken pickers. And when that cuts through, if it makes some clots, that kind of breaks the clots up a little bit. Now, I'm going to get up here and get to going, and I'm going to try to mount my GoPro here somewhere where the wind isn't in the way and the dust will be blowing the other way, and see if I can show you how this works. Now, what we're doing, let me get back away from the engine for a second. What we're doing is we're cutting these weeds down, which are a little bit out of control right now. So you can't do this in when it's muddy. We've come up here several times, and it's a little bit too moist, too muddy. It's damp, and it just clots everything up. It gums everything up. This needs to be pretty dry, because if it's fairly damp and moist, we'll cut this all up, but any spare roots that just might be able to get some moisture will keep the plant alive. So you want to do this when it's fairly dry and no rain in the forecast for a week or so. So we finally got this opportunity, so he called these guys with the dry spreader. The dry spreader is putting out this fertilizer. Now, I showed you this fertilizer earlier. What it is, these little bitty white balls. Yeah, those little bitty pellets, okay? They've been broadcast spread, okay? And they're all over the place. Here they are, these little bitty pellets, okay? And what they do, if they leave them on the surface, they will evaporate and just go away. The nitrogen that's in there will evaporate into the atmosphere. So you want to tear the surface up a little bit with that machine. Those are down there, and now it's under the surface a couple, 3 inches. What it does, it helps the nitrogen soak into the dirt and not escape into the atmosphere. So you want your fertilizer to go in the ground, not into the air. So let's get in here and let's get to rolling. Bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. We are in the tractor now, and we're going catty-cornered across the field. We're going from the northeast to the southwest part of this field. And if I remember right, this is around a 200-acre field, something like that. So anyway, what I wanted to tell you is the GPS on this. And the screen is just not cooperating with this camera and the glow. It's just, there's too much reflection. But basically, there's a little TV screen right here that I look at. And there's little blue and red lines. There's blue lines, and then the one I'm actually on is a red line. And when you start at one end of the field, you start an A line, or A point, and you drive somewhere across the field and you hit B. The computer figures out a perfectly straight line, okay, and it puts the next line exactly 40 feet over. So remember, we have a 42-foot implement. That way the cut path is actually overlapping by a foot, right? So anyway, we go down to the other end, we turn around, we hit this little button right here, it resets that button on the next blue line, which turns red when you get on it, and it follows it right back the other way. It's all GPS, and it's within 0.4, 0.7, 0.1, 0.9 inches accuracy. It is extremely accurate. So anyway, that's modern farming. Air conditioning, stereo, GPS. I'm not even touching the steering wheel. There's the steering wheel right there. It does all its own steering itself. Now, it doesn't actually turn the wheel, but down on the hydraulics, it actually turns and steers for you. So, I mean, these old farmers got it rough, don't they? Anyway, I better get, big old jackrabbit over there. I don't know if you can see it. Another thing is when you're out here, you'll see all kinds of wildlife. Hawks and eagles love to follow you when you're doing this stuff, because you stir up rodents and they jump out of their burrow like, what the heck just happened? and the eagle comes in and gets them. So they just, whenever an eagle sees you doing this kind of work, before long there'll be 2 or 3, 4 eagles hanging around me out here. I got to turn. Ooh, he's taking off. There must be an eagle in the air. He's taking off like a jackrabbit. Now here, let me do it real quick here. Okay, go slow down. We're at the end of the field. I'm going to lift the implement up. There goes the implement. I'm going to turn it. Turn full throttle. Alright. Missing the gate or the fence. Hit this little button. It will find that red line. It will steer the tractor back. I'm not touching the steering wheel. See how it's guiding? I'm not putting the implement back in the ground. It's sinking down into the ground right there. And I'm just hitting the throttle back forward, full blast. And I got it. There's 3 gears here. Well, it's infinite gears. It's a hydrostatic transmission. But there's 3 settings and 3 first, second, and third setting. Okay, and you can use this little dial right here, this little thumb wheel, to adjust each of those. Okay, the first setting is set at 6.5 miles an hour. Okay, the next one is set at 11, and then the third one is set at 25, and I can wheel that up to 35, 40 miles an hour, I think. I never went that high, so I don't know. But anyway, this is a heck of a lot nicer tractor than one I used with the grain cart. Actually, Kirk's using that tractor right now. I got the nice tractor, he's got the old one. Oh, there goes a hawk. Got him one. Oh, well, the excitement of farming. Anyway, well, I'll holler at you later. I wanted to show you this. This is a 40-foot wide hoe.